Good day, everyone. Let me begin with a simple question. Have you ever noticed that some students can run, jump, or throw well, while others of the same age still struggle with these movements? Well, this happened because physical growth and motor development are related, but they are not the same thing. Today, our group will discuss the three important concepts in physical education: motor development and physical growth, motor competence, and physical literacy. By the way, I am Judel Marie Sibaldad, and I will be discussing the motor development and physical growth. Motor development refers to the changes and improvements in a person's movement abilities throughout life. It influences developing skills such as running, jumping, balancing, and throwing, also catching and coordination. Motor development is influenced by several factors, including biological characteristics, maturation, experience, environment, instruction, and opportunities for practice. Meanwhile, physical growth refers to the changes in a body size and structure. This includes changes in height, body mass, bones, muscles, and overall body proportion. An important principle to remember is that growth does not automatically mean learning. A student may become tall, stronger, or heavy as they grow, but this does not guarantee that they will perform physical skills correctly. For example, a student may become taller and stronger but may still have difficulty with shooting a basketball or serving a volleyball, performing a jump, or maintaining a balance. So these skills require proper instruction, repeated practice, feedback, and experiences. In physical education and sports, understanding this difference may help teachers and coaches create age and developmentally appropriate activities. For example, in volleyball, a taller student may have an advantage in reaching the net, but height alone does not make the student a good player. So the student still needs to develop coordination, timing, balance, serving, passing, and movement skills. So in basketball also, a stronger or taller learner may be able to reach the basket more easily, but they still need more practice to develop dribbling, passing, shooting, and footwork. Therefore, PE teachers should not only focus on a learner's physical size, they should also consider the learner's developmental level, motor abilities, experiences, and opportunity to practice. To summarize, physical growth is mainly about changes in body size and structure, while motor development is about changes and improvements in movement abilities. So, they are connected but does not automatically guarantee the other. So, I hope you learned something and Teacher Michelle will continue the discussion. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, in the next part, we will discuss about growth and coordination and also the coaching application. So, let's discuss first the growth and coordination. So, when we say growth, it is the rapid changes in the body's dimensions. And when we say coordination, it is when a team or a group works together to perform a task. So, in this case, coordination is when a body movement works together. So, what will happen if coordination and growth goes at the same time? So when a teenager grows rapidly during their puberty, their body changes faster than their mind or their brain can adapt. Like their limbs gets longer and their balance shifts. When their arm and legs gets longer, their body mass increases, their height, the body's center gravity shift. So there is body changes. So the body is changing, but the mind or their brain is still thinks or still running the same movement patterns that was designed from their for their shorter bodies. So in short, the brain is not updated to what is happening. So this growth results in temporary clumsiness. For example, a teenage player lost his jump timing approach during a game. It is not because they are lazy or they stop trying to, but because their brain needs time to re- recalibrate or adapt to their new body dimensions. When we say coaching, or from the word coaching or coach, it is when a professional person helps individuals to improve performance, acquire and develop new skills to achieve their goals. But sometimes coaches often mistaken that early physical maturity is for a long-term athletic talent. For example, is that when a kid goes to early puberty, they tend to have higher jumps or run faster or overpower their peers. It is simply because they are physically bigger and stronger at that moment. So the coaches assumes that the stronger or the bigger the kid is the most talented. But once everyone catch up with their height and strengths, a few years later, those who had already their physical advantages early will disappear. So the takeaway to this is that um, long term potential is not just measured by strength or height today, but it depends on the technique, strategy, mindset, and the ability to.
Good day, everyone. I am Aldemir Marquez Guzman from Bped 2B, and our topic for today is motor competence. Motor competence refers to a person's ability to perform different movement skills effectively, safely, and with control. It is not simply about being athletic or being good at sports. Rather, it is about developing basic movement skills that serve as a foundation for more advanced physical activity. There are three major areas of fundamental movement skills. First is locomotor movement, which involves moving the body from one place to another. Example, including walking, running, jumping, hopping, galloping, and skipping. For example, when a student runs towards a basket in basketball or jumps over a hurdle in athletics, they are using locomotor skills. Second is object control skills, which involves controlling or manipulating an object. Example, including throwing, catching, kicking, dribbling, and striking. For example, when playing basketball, a student uses their hands to dribble and pass the ball. In volleyball, they use striking skills to hit the ball over the head and over the net. Third is stability-related skills, which involve maintaining balance and controlling the position of the body. For example, including balance on one foot, maintaining proper posture, bending, twisting, and controlling body movements. These skills are especially important in activities such as gymnastics, dancing, and martial arts. These basic skills can also be combined and developed into more specialized movements. For example, running and jumping are important in basketball and athletics, while throwing and catching are essential in sports like softball and handball. Striking and body control are also important in badminton, tennis, and table tennis. It is important to remember that motor competence does not automatically develop just because of a person is physically active. Students need proper instruction, regular practice, feedback, and opportunities to apply these skills. As future P teachers, our responsibility is not only about to make students physically active, we must also teach them on how to move correctly, confidently, safely, and effectively. This is the essence of motor competence. Once again, this is Aldemir Marquez Guzman from Bped 2B. Mabuhay!
Ask yourself, which of these two students is actually better prepared for a lifetime of health, fitness, and movement?
Is it learner A, highly elite in a single sport but paralyzed by fear in any other setting? Or learner B, not a star athlete but equipped with the competence, confidence, and motivation to try anything?
Today, we are exploring why physical education must shift beyond technical performance and focus on building physical literacy. So, what is physical literacy? Physical literacy is a motor competence is only one piece of a broader educational framework. When we say physical literacy,
It represents a learner's overall capability and disposition to engage meaningfully in physical activity across diverse settings throughout their lifespan. According to contemporary literature, physical literacy is multidimensional. The physical competence, developing foundational movement skills and movement variety. The motivation and confidence, the psychological drive and self-efficacy to participate without fear of failure or public embarrassment. The knowledge and understanding, knowing how, why, and when to move safely and effectively across different environments. Let's proceed to theoretical mechanism and evidence. The first one is the technique trait fallacy. So, its traditional PE often over-indexes on isolated sports techniques. Example, repeating a perfect layup. So, this produces single sports specialists who lack transferable confidence. The second one is the teacher competent as a driver. Research emphasizes that PE teachers' own understanding, competence, and pedagogical choices directly dictate whether students develop a positive relationship with movements.
Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about physical literacy and actual PE lesson. Physical literacy is more than just being able to perform a physical skill. It means that students should also understand the skill, feel confident doing it, know how to adapt it, and participate safely with others. For example, in volleyball, instead of a teacher only asking, can the learner perform a volleyball serve? Teacher may also ask, does the learner understand the purpose of the skill? Well, this means that students know why and when the volleyball serve is important, not just how to perform it. Next, does the learner feel confident enough to participate? For example, a student may know how to serve, but may be too nervous or shy to participate. Physical literacy helps students develop a confidence. Another important question is, can the learner adapt the skills? This means students can adjust their movement depending on the situation. Let's just say, for example, in volleyball, they may need to change the strength or direction of their serve based on where the component was. Teacher can also ask, can the learner participate safely with others? Well, PE is not only about individual performance. Students also need to learn how to cooperate, follow safety rules, and respect their classmates. Lastly, teacher can ask, can the learner develop skill and attitude that encourage them to stay physically active even after this course? This is important because the goal of PE is not only to get a good grades or perform a skill during class. It is also to encourage students to continue being physically active in their everyday lives. So the main idea is that PE should be broader than technical perfection. It should help students develop competence, confident, understanding, adaptability, and meaningful participation. So, let me leave you with one final question. Would you rather be someone who can perform one skill perfectly or someone who understands, enjoy, and continue participating in physical activities? Well, that is the main idea of physical literacy. It is not just about how well we move, but also about understanding, confident, safety, and having the willingness to keep moving. And that's it. Thank you for watching and listening.